Thursday. Happy Thursday. You already know how we like to start it off. Drop those wins or those gratitudes in the comments. Drop those wins or gratitudes in the comments. Let me get you in. All right, got that posted. There he is. What's happening?
Yo, what's going on?
Everything. How you feeling?
Man, I'm fantastic. Just
That is good.
hey, hey, if I break up, give me a heads up because I'm in the parking lot. Just finished dinner with CB and some others from the King's Conference today. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, what's happening, man? Have we had gratitude yet? Let's go.
Yeah, they're right here. What's up, Top? I see you on. Coach Aaron, I see you on. Um, yeah, I would like to know, what was your biggest takeaway from this year's King's Accountability Conference, and even let the people know what that was exactly.
Wow. So the The King's Conference is a conference that we throw every single year with about 150 young men and exposing them to systems of operations, human patterns, how to identify values and principles. And we laid it out like this year.
Yeah.
Oh man, one of the best ever, ever. And 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 we had some of our kings also were also alphas facilitate some of the workshops with some of the omegas, and my God, it was I, I was blown away with the level of uh, detail and the level of interest that like like the curriculum was so juiced for middle schools and high schools because that's what we had
Mm-hmm.
was a mixture of these students, and man, it was simply amazing. You know what
That's
I'm
good.
saying? And they got awards afterwards, with for the best
Yeah.
participation. uh we
Wow.
gave we
Y'all
gave
leveling
away
up.
Man, we gave away gift certificate cards for participation. Like it was fire. The chief
That's
of
dope.
police came and gave his spiel and everything else. And yeah, it was super, super dope. So shout out to Chief of Police Dr. Steve Ford, CB, and Dr. Clyde Lewis, President of the Board of Trustees. Um, you know, it, we we've been talking about values and systems for the last several weeks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I had not seen it so prevalent
Mm,
and important
mm,
than it
yeah.
was today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I mean,
Because
but
we,
yeah. Go ahead.
no, because we were just talking about street code. It's like when you're in high school, you don't calculate values. You don't
Mm-hmm.
anticipate what and how that does, but you're living by either yours or someone else's.
Yeah.
And so they were getting it. It was like the light was going off. They were articulating back to us
Yeah. Yeah.
values that they believe were important to them. I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's so important because I feel like, especially at that age that they're at, like that it's such an impressionable age. And so if you're able to start to understand how to develop your own values and principles, how to create your own values and principles, you almost are able to put your life on a different trajectory than it might be going if you're just adopting the ones that are in the street or the ones that the school give you. Like, it's a big game changer. So shout out to you all for doing that work. Um,
Man, good.
yeah, if
Good
you guys
looking.
are just hopping on, welcome to the Executives Corner. Drop those wins that you have for the week in the comments, or if you have a gratitude, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Today, we're going to be talking about how to discover your gifts. And if you're checking in with us, hit live and let us know if you're tapping in with us live or hashtag replay. Let us know if you're tapping in with us live right now or hashtag replay. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's get into that real quick. My win for the week is wifey's birthday was yesterday. And so, it's been such a great last few days because I brought her mom up here as a surprise. And so she's just been so happy, just enjoying, just being around family and just doing what she normally does, but being able to have her mom there. So
Mm.
it's been dope for sure.
That's cool. That's super, super dope.
Let's
Were
see.
you
Uh-huh.
is she staying with you guys?
Yeah, she was. She just went back today.
Okay, okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so it was
Awesome.
good. Coach
Awesome.
Aaron said big win on growing two brands and closing businesses.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Let's
Let's
go,
go. Let's
Coach
go, Aaron.
A in the building. Let's go. Yeah, don't forget to drop those wins and gratitudes in the comments. All right, well, let's get into it, T. So we're talking about how to discover your gifts. And when you're looking to identify your gifts and talents, like this is something that could be a process of self-discovery and exploration. Like I don't think maybe for some people, as soon as you're born, you have the gift or the ability to sing. Like we had Ashling on a few weeks back and she was singing since 3. Or maybe you've been into a sport since you were really young and you know that this is what you were meant to do. But I feel like for a lot of people, even including myself, like it takes time to really identify like this is something that I'm gifted at and this is something that I could leverage or give to the world, and it can make room for me.
Yeah. Like, and I'm bringing it back to the King's Conference today. I was sharing the story when I lived in in Paris, and it hit me that like we have to intentionally go outside of our comfort zone. Like like I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what the impact was going to be by me going out to Paris, France, and living out there and understanding cultures and making friends with children of diplomats. I didn't know what a diplomat was. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But it's the exposure that you and I intentionally have and sometimes have to test in terms of an organization, in terms of being around people that you may think be of value. Like there has to be a risk tolerance in what we do to help us push us in a way that allows us to now become it it becomes more of a norm,
mm-hmm.
and we don't get boxed in our comfort zone, our normality, to
Yeah,
us to help us stay safe.
yeah,
Right? Because when we're born, we have a date, and when we pass away, we have a date. It's that it's that bar in between that says,
yeah,
are you willing to take the risk of becoming the very best version of you?
mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but let's break that down, like in terms of like practical steps, because like, yeah, it sounds good. Okay, get out of my comfort zone, and I'll be able to grow. Yeah, sure. But like in terms of being able to identify this is something that I'm good at, or this is something that I'm passionate about, like let's walk through those steps of kind of like what that looks like to really identify, no, this is something that I'm gifted at. What's up, Giz? I see you. I mean, I would say that pickleball is your gift, but I don't know. Let us know if you know what your gift is in particular in the comments. But like, what does that look like in terms of being able to identify your gift, other than getting out of your comfort zone to stress test, like, okay, this is something that I can leverage.
You know, I think gifts are sometimes developed and you kind of run across it. So, so some of the operational procedures or LOPs that we can implement is to journal things that excite us and things that we
Yeah.
notice. Like most of us already, if you're in accountability, you already probably already do this anyway. It's like, okay, what worked today and what do I need to do more of? Like
Mm-hmm.
these are questions that we already do and answer on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So to get in the habitual habit of journaling for blind spots in our lives helps us bring in the totality of exactly what we are looking to do and or become. Because you may want to be a nurse one season and then you realize, I don't want to be on my feet all day.
Yeah.
Right? So there are things that really inspire us in a way that allows us to say, I'm really good at this. But then there's the other fold. The other fold is people tend to like we should listen to what people say
Yeah.
because people will tell you how they perceive you in a manner by which they enjoy your gifts. So I noticed that sometimes people do that to me, and I feel like I've done that for years. Is that I try and listen to what people are saying on a regular conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, did they just really say that? You know, either good or bad. But there again, there's some ingredients or recipes into the way that we dialogue with others and how we communicate with others in a way that activities has a way of showing us what our gifts are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
When you say that, one of the things that pops into my head is CJ, who always says, in terms of identifying your gift, what is something that comes easy for you or natural for you, but is difficult for others? What
Yes.
is something that comes easy to you or something that is natural to you, but it's difficult for other people to do? And being able to leverage that in the sense of, this is something that I can, contribute to, or that can be a part of my gift.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I've had many gifts that have developed over years, and but the one that has stayed consistent for me is my ability to connect with other people.
Yeah.
Like I, I ain't even a high I, you know, as we talk about assessments. But now, and that's funny, right? Because I'm a high D, but I don't get into action until I have clarity into what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But my ability to connect with others is so high and gifted. I was just thinking about the other day. I was like, dang, like I am so gifted in this area.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 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 I had to ponder over that to be like, I need to make sure that I manage that a little better
Mm-hmm.
because I've been rolling very comfortably
Yeah. Not
with all of
autopilot.
my contact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on autopilot when maybe I need to turn it up a notch and there's a bigger world out there for me and or
Mm-hmm.
some of the people around me. I mean, so some of the kings were out there today at the conference, but they were meeting so many people, and the look in their eyes was like so much light out to the world. It's like, huh, maybe we need to make the connections more because our answer is in the questions that we ask others.
Yeah, and I'm even thinking about it from the perspective of like that's not necessarily your strength, right? If we look at it from an assessment standpoint, that's one of the areas that you have a lower score. So it wouldn't be something that's considered your superpower. But I think because you've leveraged your secondary, which is your air traffic controller, in terms of systems, procedures, you created a system around how to network and connect with people. And because of that, now that actually can shine or even come off as this is a gift that you have because of the system that you created out of one of your, your natural states.
Yeah. So and we all have that gift. Like my grandmother, I call it my grandmother gift because my grandmother was so good at sending out birthday cards, anniversary cards. Like she was a master at making those connections.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us have these gifts that we have to tap more into and develop it into a recipe for our blueprint and what we're looking to accomplish.
Yeah. And even if it's not something that you're like, man, this is something I struggle with, being able to put a system around it can actually help you leverage that part of the gift.
100%. 100%. All
Yeah, so
right, what's
identifying, things that come natural to you that may be difficult for others. Identifying something that you may be passionate about. I feel like they've always said if you enjoy what you do, you'll never have to work a day in your life. Uh, I don't know if you agree with that 100% because I feel like, even if you still enjoy it, it's still work that needs to be done and work that you have to do. It's just a different kind of feeling around doing the work versus like,
yeah.
it being draining if you don't enjoy it.
So yeah. So I do agree to the terminology of that, but it also depends on where you are at in your life. Because if you're broke and you love doing something
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
not
yeah.
really, you gotta have some oxygen in order to breathe. You know what I'm saying? So I believe there has to be priority in a way that says, hey, this is what I'm gifted on, and I'm going to continue working on my gift until it's able to flourish into and blossom into what I look to see for it in the future. Again, it's like if you broke, a lot of this stuff don't even matter
Yeah.
because it will strangle out your passion and your goals.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why we talk about LOPs and schedules and things that will help you stay focused because sometimes you got to put your head down and put your blinders on and work until the fruit of your labor starts to flourish out of the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, and even, leveraging the current vehicle that you have to be able to help fund you finding your gift, you being able to try different things, you being able to experiment with different things. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. But if you're focusing on like how do I pay bills, like that's gonna be like the gift may not come first because
Yeah,
you have to focus on what you have and where you are.
yeah.
Um,
So, so I would literally just compartmentalize it. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have gift times where you're working on your gifts either in the early mornings or the late nights, whatever
mhm.
it may be. But you and I need to compartmentalize so that we can get up executing at a high level. And especially if you got a family, like you got to prioritize what is needed and help you identify what your gifts are so
Hmm.
that you can continue to unravel it like an onion.
Yeah, Top said that my gift has changed as my life has changed.
Oh, 100%. I was just talking to my wife the other day, and she was like, boy, you, Top, and a lot of the other guys have are not the same persons as you were several years ago. I was like, well,
Hmm.
why do you say that? And she was like, because I've seen you guys evolve. I was like, oh, you paying attention, huh?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Where she was just like, I've literally seen you guys evolved into a different, more mature, better version of
Hmm.
all of you. And I was like, I never thought about that. But I also think it's all about
Yeah,
proximity to to what we're doing. It's like everybody's seeing what each other's doing and helping each other, inspiring one another, pushing each other to be the very best version that you can be. Now, if you want to conquer that, hey, that's on you. But she was just like, huh, you guys have totally changed.
yeah, yeah.
So shout out to my wife on that.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about, just in terms of like the different seasons and even when it comes to the assessment, right? Like depending on the stage that you're in your life, if you've experienced a transition or if, you're looking to do some things like a little differently, like your results may change because of the season of your life that you're in. And so I'm thinking about like what key does this situation call for when you're identifying your superpowers, like what do I need to leverage here to be able to help maximize my potential when it comes to identifying my gifts. And Top said in the chat, how do you unwrap a new gift?
Mm,
How do you unwrap a new gift?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You unwrap the new gift first by making sure that it aligns with your very blueprint that you currently have in existence.
Yeah,
Then then we start looking at, okay, how can I in fact, like how do I know it's a gift? I know it's a gift because people are telling me that, like, I'm getting positive response. Like, I'm seeing metrics that are telling me that this is going in the right direction. And I think when you start having your gut feeling around your metrics that are positive and actions that you're taking, it's not that we won't be perfect, but we make the adjustments to perfect the new gift that we are in fact implementing into our lives. For,
yeah,
and I give you a quick example because one of my guys at the King's conference, it was like a light went off. Like he's like, man, I've been doing this all my life, but it just clicked. Like the impact that I really make is making a huge impact. And when we see the impact, especially from others, like sometimes we just need to shut up, like be quiet, listen to what other people are saying,
yeah,
because they will tell you something in a normal conversation that maybe you just need to get.
yeah. Yeah, and I feel like for me too, like that's how I was able to identify just the way that I'm able to help people with whatever it is that they're doing currently, helping them develop additional streams of revenue from what they're already doing. Like that's a gift. Like they came to me with like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." Maybe they have one other thing that they're doing and it's like, "Okay, well, did you think about this? Did you think about this?" And I've now added 2 to 3 additional streams of revenue for them to be able to leverage. Like that's a gift. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
But it took for me having other people tell me like, "Oh man, like I wasn't thinking about it this way. And because of what you said, I was able to create this, and this generated $8,000. Like, man, that's great. And
Yeah.
so, really appreciating, what you said as far as the feedback from the people that you're working with and the people that are around you. What's up, Mama T? Great to see you on.
Yeah, come on with it, Mama T. Yeah, no, I 100% agree on that. And so I think the best way for us to identify implementation is to listen to the marketplace. Like listen to people around you. Go outside of those who need to experience your gift and your product or your service so that they can really kind of give you some tangible feedback.
Yep. Not absolutely. That led right into the next one, seeking feedback from others.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody that has hopped on in terms of us being able to help you identify what your gift is, what that looks like. If you feel like you already know what yours is and you got it, help somebody else out. Be that sounding board for someone else, be that support for someone else to help them identify and unlock what their gift is and what that looks like for them.
Yeah.
As far, go ahead, you got something?
No, I would I was going to go back to saying, look, you can really resonate with your gift if you have a very clear, concise mission or mantra
Yep.
by which you live by, but not just saying it, you test it to the marketplace, both in your personal actions, your family, and the things that you do, and you're constantly tweaking and evolving it in a manner that is consistent with what you're looking to build out. So when I think about this, it really it's not a very complex uh, way. It's just that we don't know how to sometimes formulate the vision, the goal, the activities, the accountability around all of that to make us and hold us responsible to what we say that we're going to do.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely. And like it may take some time. It's not something, what's up, words? What's up, Captain Jerry? It's not something that may, word says shout out to the red glasses.
Oh, come on with it. I got it from you, brother. I got about 10 pairs, but I got the red one from Words.
Let's go. But it's not something that may happen overnight. So just being patient with yourself to be able to really explore and identify, journal, reflect on the things that are easy for you or come natural for you, that but they may be difficult for other people. So really just taking your time throughout that process and not feeling like, oh man, like comparing, looking at other people like, oh man, they know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They're so much further ahead of me. Like all those things that are distractions or, that negative mindset that can really like derail you away from the way that you're supposed to go because you're looking at where somebody else is. So being intentional about running your own course, staying in your lane, and developing your own gift.
This was the biggest conversation that we had today with the King's Conference. Like, look, they're teenagers, so they're constantly comparing themselves to
Yeah.
others. But I could see some of the young men who were leaders, and they were, one of the questions was, it was like, well, how do you feel, or being judged? And this 12-year-old was like, well, I don't really care what they think. I was like, my man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
look, he's 12 years old. Like, he's developing skills that is going to be applicable throughout his life. He don't even know it.
Yeah.
And my man is taking on leadership qualities and values that he's using now. Like you can tell in these 13, 14, 15-year-olds that they are just beyond leaders because they got the right values and systems that they're implementing now
Yeah, that part.
that is only going to evolve itself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
So comparison is the enemy of growth. We should always have gratitude for our next man or woman's success and recognize that they're doing something that if a few tweaks or two that you can do to maybe enhance your product or service or work, like these are the qualities, the values that we have to incorporate like in our subconscious mind
Yeah.
in, in a manner that is just over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Hey, one of the words that we were throwing out today, they was like, well, how do you, what's one word that best, what's your best quote? I was like, I stopped living by quotes. I said,
Mm-hmm.
I stopped living by quotes 15 years ago. I said, I live by mantras that help me evolve into
Yeah.
the better person of myself. And I was like, we all are living by something. The question is, what is your standard? And does your activity, so is it implementing into the very essence of what you are building out?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So announcements next week. Next week? Yeah, it is. Next week we're going to have Mama T on as a guest speaker. If you all
Ooh,
don't
ooh.
aren't familiar with Mama T, she was a one of our first guests last year. This is Eric Thomas's mom. Super excited to have her back. Again, we did a two-part series with her at that time because everything was it was so much, it was so rich, we had to break it up. So excited to have her back. We'll be talking about resilience and just what's going on now, Black History Month, around those things, and how she's still on her grind, 70 plus, and is like, I'm not stopping no time
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, there's so much to unpack. Like her story is so amazing. It's like we only like we only could take like a year or two out of her span of life, and it's like, no, we got to go a whole lot deeper
Yeah.
because she has so much to offer and the value that she brings. So I can't wait to have Mama T on.
Likewise. Likewise. T, are you still holding your master classes on Tuesdays? This is
Yeah,
the last one?
yeah. This is the last week that we're doing the master class on mastering your life operating principles, your LOPs. Yeah, we've been having a fantastic turnout, great exercises that is helping implementing, understanding our blind spots, our triggers, activities to be able to implement into the very essence of what we're going. So next week will be the last week on that for this quarter, and then we'll jump back into it next quarter.
Yeah, so make sure you tap the link in his bio to register for free. For me, we have our masterclass coming up, Execution Over Emotions. It's going to be February 22nd at 5 p.m. Click the link in my bio to join. It is
Come on,
also free
come
as
on.
well. So make sure you guys tap in to that event. Yeah, that's a wrap for today's live. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. Words, we need to get you on here too. Um,
Oh,
and
that part.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. He was with E at the UOU summit, so I don't even know. If we can make that happen. But I'm gonna have your people call his people, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, catch us every Thursday, 5 p.m. PST, right here on IG Live. Don't forget to share this video. If you found any value, you had any gems that you uncovered, share this with two people. Don't keep it to yourself. And that's all we got.
That's good. All right. See you, family. Let's win.
let's win.